Hello and welcome. I thought I would do a kind of a let's play on Rimworld. Our first video was a bit like a quick start guide, sort of a review. So I thought, why not just do a playthrough of it? I love playing the game, and I thought you can kind of join me, and I'll do it in there. If it takes off, I'll do a few of them, see how far we get. I am by no means good at this game, as I am with most games. Not brilliant at anything, but I just enjoy playing. So. You know what, I'll do a lot of things wrong, so don't take anything I do or say for gospel. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and we'll kind of go through it together. So the first thing you pick is your scenario. You can, like I say, you can be crash landed, which is like the original game. You can be a lost tribe of 5 people or a rich explorer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the standard game. I'm just going to do a basic setup and just play with what we've got. So whatever predetermined characters it rolls for us, I'm just going to take them at face value. I'm not going to change anybody, not going to swap anybody out. We'll just go with what we've got. So onto the AI storyteller. We'll go on to some challenge, because we do like some challenge in our games. Random seed, and we're just going to randomly pick a starting location as well. I'm not going to fanny about spending 20 minutes picking the right location and the best location for this, that and the other. We'll just, when the world pops up, we'll randomly generate one and go with the flow. So this is our world. Select random site. There we go. And this is us. We're in temperate forest. So we are here. Oh good, we've got some bad guys near us and whatnot. Well, that's absolutely fine. So your growing period, 30 to 60 days. 6th of May to 6th of September, so okay, so it's not all year round. Temperatures, average temperature of 10 degrees, winter temperature of -6, summer temperature of 28, so hot in summer, cold in winter, so pretty standard then. Right, let's have a look at people. So these are the people that it's picked. It's picked Shen, Kendra, Libby. Okay, Shen seems pretty good at construction, good at shooting, good at melee. Kendra, wow, she cannot shoot. She's incapable of violence, which is great, so she can't do any attacking, but she's really good at chattering to people, so that's nice. So chatterbox, excellent. Oh, but she's a fast walker, so that is good. And she's shit at everything else, pretty much. Libby, she's also a good talker. Wow. Okay. But good, she can craft art. That is great. So she can't cook. She can't cook. So it looks like Shen's going to be doing a lot of stuff, but not to worry, it's fine. We said we're going to go with what we can, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to crack on, start the game, and just see where it takes us. You know, if we were 3 people crash landed, you wouldn't be able to pick who you crash landed with. So that's my theory anyway. Start off, we'll highlight everything that we can take. All these packaged meals. Just make sure everybody can pick everything up. Where is Shen? He is our guy for, like, you know, everything. She is not going to pick up a weapon at all, is she? And Libby, she can have this other gun. Right, let's have a look around at the map. Yeah, it's not bad. So you can see these geothermal pockets dotted around everywhere, and you got some ship chunks that drop down as well. And you can set these for deconstruction, so when they've got nothing else to do, they will start deconstructing those. There is always, as far as I'm aware, I could be wrong, there is always a place of foreboding and ancient danger on every planet that you drop into. On this one it looks like it's going to be here, because it's usually a room, so there's a surprise in there for when you finally do decide that you want to go and have a look. It is usually some bad guys. They're pretty tough to kill, so it's always worthwhile to get yourself tooled up, get yourself a good level before you start going crazy in there. and wanting to kill things. So there's lots of animals for us to get on with anyway, so that's nice. Got some mud over there. Where's our best growing zone? So we've got a good area. No, that is mud. That is not a rich soil at all. So these areas like here and here, they're like the rich soil areas, so they would be really good for growing zones, or indeed this one in the middle. That's a pretty good one. We've got a building up there already as well, and some compacted steel for which to mine with, for which to mine out and work with. So that's pretty good. So I think we might set off up here. Like I said, we've already got a room there, so we don't need to worry about building anything. It's a good starter, I suppose, for something. So first things first, we will claim that, because if it's a structure, you've got to claim it if you want to do something to it. You've got to say, that's mine, thank you very much. Is that rich soil? Yeah. So we'll claim that, and we will stick a door in it. There we go. We'll set up some zones. So I'll tell you what, a dumping stockpile zone first. Maybe over here. So that's the dump. So we'll get rotten food in there, corpses, no, but chunks and bits and bobs of crap can go in there. If we get a, I always like to put like lose my train of thought, a proper stockpile down as well, somewhere near where you're gonna put your colony, obviously. Just to put like proper things in it, so it will take out chunks. We don't want corpses in there either, and we don't want raw food in there, and we don't want meals in there, and we don't want medicine in there, or drugs. You can set so much stuff for your storage areas. There's all sorts of things. Basically everything that you pick, everything that's an item in the game, you can set whether it does or doesn't go into a storage area or not. The good thing is you can have storage areas for lots of different things. Like this one is going to be, you know, pretty much everything, and I'll create one shortly that will be just for sort of food-based things, for kitchens and things, because they really should be inside and refrigerated, because everything that's outside spoils over time. You know, so all these meals, they're down here, where are they? The meals here is deteriorating due to being unroofed. But if it was inside and in a freezer, it would be, you know, unspoilable. That would be it. It would be done and dusted. Be fine forever. So we'll chuck some beds in here for these guys. They're gonna love sleeping so close to each other, but not to worry. We'll best have a look at what the work schedule looks like anyway. Okay, so let's get Libby doing some construction as well. Crikey, nobody can mine either. Wow, this is gonna be interesting. Set them all for plant cutting to start off with, I think. Yeah, maybe right. Right, let's get some growing zones going on. So I don't know why, I just like the idea of 4x4 growing zones. It just seems easy and manageable to work with. Let's get 3 or 4 of those set up. So we'll have potato, rice, stick a corn on there. And did anybody have 5 skill? No, nobody has 5 skill, so we can't do that. So, well, I'm guessing another corn. So crack on with all those. So they're building beds in there, absolutely fine. I think what we'll do is set all this wood to be chopped down, because certainly we're going to be using that for our growing areas. We'll take all this down as well. So if this could be our growing area here, maybe this area here. No, that's a bad plan, isn't it? The right cock up here. No, it's fine. We'll do this area sort of here, because you can't build on the mud. So we'll do this area here and going up as our colony area, if you like, and start building. So up here, obviously everything that's collected in your colony and that goes into your storage areas is then put up here, so you can see that you've got your silver, which is for use for trading. This is how much steel you've got, and I've got some sandstone blocks which they took out when they did this. So we will start to build some walls, but they're going to need to chop down some trees first. So what we'll really need first, I'll tell you what, we can put one over here because we've claimed this one. This can be our kitchen and dining area. Do this, stick a door in there. Grintones, pop a door in there. So that could be our we're going to need a cooking area and a storeroom for food, and like the dining area and stuff. So let's do this. Get a big room going on down here. Do you know what? I'm not one for conformity. I do like shapes, but I'm not one for going, ooh, this is an exact shape and symmetrical and all the rest of it. I am a bit later on in the game, I think, when it comes to properly planning out certain things, sometimes like bedrooms, but I do like a bit more of an ad hoc approach sometimes. It just makes it a bit more fun. Well, it does for me anyway. So this can be our big communal area. This can be the kitchen area, and then we will need a refrigerated area up here. So I usually back those onto the kitchen, and I put like a halfway house sort of room in there as well, because when you have a refrigerated storage area, every time somebody walks into it, the temperature rises because you're letting all the cold air out. So if you have a refrigerated room between, so if this is going to be the kitchen, and this is going to be your freezer, if you like, this room is going to also be a freezer. So you walk out of the kitchen into this room, and then this door closes, and then this one opens. So it keeps the temperature a little bit more on track. It's not an infallible system, but it is. It's not a bad system. So we'll put a cooler in for that room, and then obviously a cooler in for that room. Don't forget when you're placing your coolers to have the blue and the red. So the blue is the side that you want it to be cooling. The red is the side where the hot air goes out. So if you did it that way around, it'd be cooling the outside and the hot air would be blowing into your room. So yeah, we don't want that. Okay, so now getting on with all that. So this is going to be like our rec area, if you like. Kitchen area and freezer. So what every good place needs to get all the electric stuff to work is some power. Oh look, we've got a little house down here that we can use for the meantime to start our batteries in. We will bob a door on it so that it's enclosed. And we'll whack some solar panels up, so 2 to start off with. Put a power conduit into there. Chuck some batteries in. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if they have to be able to move around in there or not. I can't quite remember. But we'll stick 3 batteries in there, and then we can run the power cables along there and then up through these areas as well. So that should be able to reach. They've got a range on things when you put electrical items down. They do have a range where they hook up to the conduits. So you don't need to have everything absolutely touching one of the conduits. They've got like wires that attach to them, if you like. So we'll wait for all that stuff to be roofed. That stuff to be built. We are going to have to get, yeah, they are constructing, aren't they? And everybody's plant cutting, so yep, they are all sleeping. Some things are being planted already, so that's quite good. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got the starts of something going on there, haven't we? What about anything else? Do we need anything else? We could do with some power coming over to these guys in here, I guess. It's worth pointing out as well that if you are near mud, you cannot build across it. Can't remember if I said that already. So even if you wanted to build power conduits, you can't. It won't let you. And I think there's something in the research option, in the research screen, where you can develop not a sponge. Where is it? Because I've never developed it. Moisture pump. There we go. Look. So it allows the construction of moisture pumps which turn wet ground dry. So my presumption is that your mud, which is wet ground and like your shallow water, if you get a moisture pump and stick it on there, it will gradually turn this area dry, which you can then use to walk on, I guess. Not 100%, like I say, I've never done that. And when you start to plan things, like obviously we've got stuff planned out here, we know what we're doing. We can start to get rid of some stuff, so we can set things to haul. So we don't want all these rocks inside our building, so we can click on haul and we'll get things hauled away. So you do that and they will haul them away to the crap pile, wherever the crap pile was, over there. Eventually, but when you look at your work schedule, hauling and cleaning are like the very last items before research. But it does mean that everybody, if they've got nothing else to do at all, they will all start carrying crap around and they will all start cleaning. It is worth noting as well that you do need cleaners, you do need to keep the place, you know, looking good, because if it starts looking crap, they get really sad and unhappy and start whining and moaning and punching each other in the face and that kind of thing. So nobody wants that. So yeah, right, let's speed this up, get on to the next day, get them moving again, get them doing some work. What time on? This is your timer down here, obviously. 5 o'clock in the morning, clear skies, 13-14 degrees outside. No, straight to it. And what they'll be doing as well, they'll be running off, the first thing they all do is eat when they get up in the morning. Nom 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 nom. As we all do. Well, mostly. So, as you can see, they're starting to roof this area now, which is pretty cool. So once they've roofed it, and you can see down here, it'll go from outdoors to indoors. That's still outdoors, that's still outdoors. So we'll just knock this speed down just a tad, because in here, obviously nobody wants grass growing inside. So you can set to cut plants, and it'll clear all that of plants. And then as we get more wood, you can, or well, anything really, you can put floors down. So I put standard wood floors down, especially in the forest areas when there's wood aplenty. Wood. Get all your wood chops down and just floor everything. It makes it a bit quicker for them to walk on. It makes it nicer for them to look at, and obviously it's just not soil. So nobody wants to be walking around in their house made of soil. Well, not intentionally anyway. So yes, we'll set all that to cut plants. But when you look at the work schedule, obviously plant cut is down here before all this other stuff. So they'll do all these things and then they'll start cutting plants. So they will not even look at doing that before all the rest of it's built. But this is indoors now, which is good. So we can plan to put in some production items. So first things first, I'll get a butcher's table in there. Stick that over here, and an electric tailor's bench next to it, and an electric stove. We'll put that right there, so right next to the door. Do all the cooking for that one. So, oh, there you can see the wires there, look, where it's going to attach. So, they've got a good range on, you can move quite far. So I could put this over here, and it's attached by this long wire. So, and that guy's already built this, and it's cooling these areas here. It's not now, because the door's closed, but it's cooling this area here, as tinged by the blue around it. Not dissimilar to the blue glow around dead Jedis when they come back and chat to people, if you are a Star Wars fan. So, which I am, obviously. Yeah, so we've got some things down there. So we've got our electric stove, our butcher table, and our tailor bench. Oh, did I build it? I thought I built an electric tailor bench. Oh, but cancel that. Electric tailor bench. I think it works faster. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. And if you put a tool cabinet in, it increases the work speed on nearby benches. So we'll whack one in the corner there. The thing that you run out of very quickly, though, by the way, is steel. Like you say, this costs, if you look up here, it costs 200 steel. Your production items, your tailor's bench is 50 steel, your stove 80 steel, etc, etc, etc. Everything costs steel, and that's wood, but most things cost steel, especially all this metal work along here. So you run out of it very quickly. I've only got 200 stored, so I'm not going to be able to build all that. So then that's when you come to areas like this. You compacted steel, you set it all to mine, and then when they need it, they will come and mine for it when they've run out of everything else to do. Oh look, she's failed to construct something because she's crap at construction. So on your items you can set workloads. So oh, we can't do it till it's built. I forgot about that. So when this is built, which it will be in a minute, I'll just speed up time for young Shen. There we go. So this is the electric stove, and you can set some bills. So you add your bills to cook simple meals. Now what I do, whether this is right or wrong, I don't know. You can set things to do so many times, so they will cook 20 meals and then stop. Or you can set it to do until you have X amount of meals, or just do it forever and somebody will just always make meals. So I like to set it for do until you have X amount. I'll set it for 20 for now, so that somebody will make meals all day long until there is 20, and then they will stop and go do something else. If you've got a larger colony, you can obviously just have somebody cooking forever in a day, but at the minute the only person that can cook is Shen, with any skill whatsoever, because this person is not a cooker, and this person has 0 skill. So Shen does that, but Shen also needs to do the hunting and the construction, and probably the growing and the mining and blah, 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 and everything else that poor Shen has to do. So poor Shen. Oh, this is indoors now as well. So this is our freezer area. These are not hooked up to the electric supply yet because there is obviously no solar panels, but we can set them up. So again, this is our blue area, so this is going to be our fridge freezer, and you can set a temperature, which is pretty cool. So your temperature's down here. It's currently at 21 degrees. I always whack it at -9. Why not? It's nice and cold. Stick it down there. So that room will end up being -9, and this room will end up being -9, so everything will be frozen. This room will fluctuate a lot more because it's next to this one, so people will be coming in and out of it a lot more. So this one should stay relatively -9-ish. And we will get some lights going on. So definitely need a light in here for everyone. Or you can see the little tails that come off it now, the little wires. So need a light in there for everyone to work with. A light in here because nobody likes walking through the dark. And we'll stick one in there in the freezer. Obviously we're going to need some in here. Put them down there. Even though that room's not built yet. But it doesn't matter. We have got somebody chopping lots of wood. So that is good. Oh, while we're at it, we'll stick down horseshoe pin because it's fairly cheap. And then they can play horseshoes if they get bored. and need some fun in their life. So, tailor bench is done. And again, with this, you create builds exactly like you do with the food station. So, I just make a couple of everything, because then somebody's always tailoring. When somebody picks something up, if you make something and then you go put it in the storage, I think when they run out of clothes, so like the clothes become really, really shoddy and crap, they will go get better clothes. I think that's how it works. Or if they're just nude, they will go get better clothes. So if you always have some clothes available, then they will always go for them. So I just add all of the builds, and then they can kind of pick what they want to wear. I mean, maybe this is the wrong way to do it. Like I say, I'm not fantastic at the game. I just like playing it. So I set everything going. And then I do until you have, do until you have, do until you have. Set it all up like that. And then just set everything to 1. Because we don't want to make 10 of everything. So as soon as they have 1, they will move on to the next item, and so forth and so forth. And then if somebody takes one of the items that they've made, they will just go and make another one, so that there is always one. That's the theory anyway. The good thing about this is later on in the game, if you do have somebody that is highly skilled and that you can just have making stuff all the time, you can then sell it to other tribes, and you can, you know, trade it off for lots of other things. Oh, that's that built as well. Wooden butcher table, quite an important one. Add bill, butcher creature, and I just set this to do forever. Basically means that any creature that you kill, somebody will haul it in here, chop it to pieces straight away, put the meat in the freezer, and it's there ready to make food with. The other thing that you can do on here is make kibble to feed your animals. I don't normally do that. I usually have a field of hay that I grow and feed them all hay. Not sure if that's the right thing to do. It's just what I have done in the past. Seems to work alright. I'll usually have an animal area, so like down here or somewhere. I'll build a little barn for them all to sleep in, and then set out a huge area. It's just another zone, an animal area. Where are we? Zones. Expand allowed areas for animal areas, and then you just go, that's it, and you call it animal area 1. So then you look at your animals, of which we have got a cat currently. Oh, new lovers. Kendra and Shen have become lovers. Lovely. So our cat has unrestricted access currently. You can set it to just go in the home areas, which is basically all the places that you've got buildings and zones set up, or the animal area, which is that one there. So there you go. Now the cat can only roam about in there, but we want him to have unrestricted access. So there you go. Set them going. I think we'll see if we can get this built, and then I will maybe leave it there. See if we can get the solar panels built and stuff and up and running. We desperately need to get some food production on the go as well. Once this is roofed, so nutrient paste dispenser. Nobody likes eating it, but you know, needs must. So you put one of them down. You put some hoppers down, then fill those with food, and then you can get some tables and chairs down for them. Get a big one, there. Nice big table. There you go. Get some chairs down. Dunk, 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 dunk. 60 wood for a chair. That's a lot of trees. There you go. So now they've got somewhere to eat once this is built, which they will put food in. Well, in the hoppers. And then they will get it out of there. It's like, I guess it's like space paste. Oh look, you see, she's run out of stuff to do, so she's now clearing the plants away. Got low food, low medicine, we need defences. And we've got some visitors. So, a group from the Treaty of Asbat are visiting the colony, which is nice. Hello. And you can you talk to them? Oh, you can't talk to these guys. These are just visitors. So they'll come and they'll just wander around. I've never known anybody steal anything from you or anything like that. The pirate raiders do, obviously. But sometimes you will get merchant traders come in, so you send somebody to talk to them, and you can buy stuff. And obviously these guys are socially skilled, as is here. So they're good at negotiating, convincing, manipulating, leading, and cheering up others. So I think you can get better deals on your goods that you're buying from people when they're socially skilled. I'm sure that's what it is. That's what I reckon anyway. Should set all these guys to grow. They've got 2 skill, he's only got 4. I don't think it really matters, does it? I think we'll go into the next day. Like I say, get these solar panels built and then see what happens. These are a good one to point out. These are the naturally occurring wild heal root. These didn't used to be naturally occurring, I don't think, in the game until a few months ago on one of the updates, that they just randomly appear growing now because you had to pick to grow them. You can go on your growing plots and say, oh, she thinks that you have given your Shen thinks you should give your faction a name. What should you be called? Housewife's Tree. I don't think so. I think we will call it Fickleton Springs. Fickleton Springs, there we go. Well, Shen also thinks that you should use community a name. What should the local community be called? Oh, that's our town name. Hang on. That's Fickleton Springs. And this one can be a faction name. Fickleton. There we go. Why not? The faction is now Fickleton. This community is Fickleton Springs. Excellent. So your growing zones, which are planting corn, you can change them on here to grow the heal root. You have to have a higher skill, and that is, I think, that's the only way that you used to be able to grow it. But now you can actually just pick it. So when it's 94% grown, let's see, that one's ready to harvest. So you can harvest it, and it gives you medicine. So if you run out of medicine, which is wherever that stuff is down there, look, medicine, but that's proper medicine. This stuff will be herbal medicine. So something that we didn't do was set up our zones up here. Stockpile zone. For food and stuff. So corpses, animal corpses we want. And then it's easy just to do this, clear everything, and then go food. Yep. Medicine. Yep. Drugs. Definitely. More resources. Human corpses. No. Animal corpses. Yeah. So that should be everything, I think. So once they've finished building these things, what's going on here? We've run out of steel, so then somebody will go and mine that, probably. Who's on mining? Just Shen. Just Shen. Poor Shen. Oh, and there's a mad animal. A local rat has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. It's a crazy rat. 30 to hunt, so fingers crossed. Is Shen doing that? Oh, look, Shen's coming to get it. Come on, Shen. Shoot! Oh, that's a bad shot. Bad shot. Go on, shoot faster. He's chasing Kendra. Poor Kendra. Run away, Kendra. Run away. Run, Kendra, run. I think it got her. No, she was safe. Shen's doing a terrible job of chasing it, so I'll run for him. There we go. Oh look, ancient danger. As Shen draws near the ancient wall, a sense of foreboding overcomes him. He isn't sure why, but he feels that a dusty structure may contain great danger. He's not wrong. He'll get his ass kicked if he goes in there. So he's going to go pick up the rat now and take it for skinning. And she is cowering. That's nice. So, getting a bit foggy. Cracking, nobody can mine. So they all have like rubbish skills in mining, so that's fine. We can all mine then. So low medicine, low food, and we need defences. Yes, defences are important. You need to get guns up, but you know, when you start off with some sandbags and a deadfall trap, it's kind of, you do sort of have to rely on people just being able to shoot the bad guys until you research things like, where is your gun turrets? There, your gun turrets are right down here. So to get to gun turrets, you have to go from electricity. You can do those and then gun turrets, but obviously you need to have everything else researched first. You need to have built a research bench. You need to have stopped making stuff and things so you can get somebody set on research. So, I mean, I'm playing at a high speed, which I do a lot of the time at the minute, but you can obviously just sit and take your time and do whatever you like. Oh look, you see, Kendra's started mining already. She'll only be doing that for like a week before she gets something, so that's good. No, she got bored. She's bored, she's off. That's it, she's done. Shen's going down to get himself some breakfast, is he? No, just... Oh, he's hauling steel. Did not see that down there. Oh, you see there's some steel scattered around liberally that I'd not spotted. And you find stuff all over the map. And you can just tag it so that, you know, when they're running low they can go and pick it up. I'm scouring the map now for things with little red crosses on, because everything is like sort of set to red cross so that you cannot pick it up. Because they don't want to make it too easy for you. Look, there's some meals over here. Double click on them, set it to go. So if they run out of food, they will naturally walk over to that area and pick up the food and nosh it down. Oh, that was some cargo pods landing right there and then with uranium in. Might as well collect that. You never know when some uranium's going to come in handy for, you know. So, building a time machine. That's good. Well, you know, we are doing some mining here. Crack on, dudes. Let's get the power up and running if we can. Oh, there's 4 steel in that already. Only the 96 to go. They are terrible at mining. Absolutely terrible. And they're off to bed again. Alright, well, I think what we'll do is we will leave them there. So we've got the stats of a colony. We've got our communal area here. We will just order them to cut all the plants in there. And cut all the plants in here. And then they can start off with that. So we've got a communal area for food, sitting down, cooking area, and our refrigeration area there. We've got power going up and we've got some beds over here. So I'll leave it there for now. Please feel free to leave a comment and tell me how bad I'm doing at the game. So I don't mind. I can only learn by, you know, experience and bad experience and making mistakes. So hope you enjoyed it and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks very much.